Hello, and welcome to this episode of Chapter 54, where I will be reviewing the book that I'm currently reading, the series that I'm currently reading. And the series I'm currently reading is Gods and Monsters by Amber V Nicole. And that is, you might have seen it all over TikTok, that is the Book of Azrael. The second book is out, and I think, Nadine, correct me if I'm wrong, the third book has just released
Yeah,
a few weeks ago,
a few days
last week.
ago.
So the Book of Azrael, I am really enjoying it. I'm not going to say I'm not enjoying it. I am really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. Um, it's a enemies to lovers. I would say it's a proper enemies to lovers
hmm
because they really are enemies to lovers. It's a very slow burn, and they try not to spoil too much. We're not going to. Are we dropping spoilers? We're not going to drop spoilers.
We're dropping
Maybe just
spoilers
a little.
constantly. What are you talking about?
Maybe just a little, but they don't get together. There's not a lot of spice, especially in the first book. It's more about tension, um, building up the relationship, but the tension is definitely there,
In book one.
especially towards the end of the book. The second book, it's not very spicy, but the tension is there. Um,
Yes,
the female, there's a bit of a,
yes.
yeah,
I want to say that just in case people are thinking it's YA or something, and we just had that
definitely not
conversation.
whining.
It gets way spicier, and
Yeah,
yeah, like it.
I'm not there yet,
Yeah, it will.
but it's getting there.
For
The tension is building. So I'm currently halfway through, just over halfway through of the second book. Um, the female male character Diana is. I'm going to say she's a mon. I can't really explain what she is. She's Igmaruthan, right?
Yeah,
Igmaruthan. So she's like has these special powers, but she's kind of monster like, and she can transform into different things like dragons and all sorts. And the male lead character, he is a god, and it's set in modern times. So we're a little bit out of that fae fantasy old style realm. But I like that there's a twist in it because she is the bad guy and he is the good guy in this book. So usually he's the bad guy and she's the damsel in distress, but it's definitely the other way around. But I think the trope is more he's trying to save her, rescue her, help her maybe through some self discovery and grief. She's doing a lot of grieving and a lot of healing. Not going to spoil anything, but yeah, I'm actually really enjoying it. It's got better as it's gone along. I think if you're like me and you want to, I struggle when the worlds are really building. But if you just give it a few chapters, it does get. It's a little bit slow in the beginning, but it does. It gets there. So
yeah.
yeah, I'm really enjoying it at the minute.
That's great. I loved it too. I really did. I liked book one. Even though I just said to you, I can't really remember it. It's been a couple of months. I read so many books and then I forget about it. But I do remember like the main plot, and obviously I do remember that it's actually a true enemies to lovers, which we really love,
Yep.
and that she is the villain is also so different. I think that's like great because sometimes it gets a bit boring when it's almost the same thing.
Yep.
Yet I also think it's important for me that the male character still is like this really strong personality. It's not like he's suddenly the damsel in distress. Like he's a god,
No.
and like, is he not immortal? He's
Yes,
also
he is.
immortal. So he's like really
Yeah.
tough
Yeah.
shit. So I like that.
It's definitely bullshit. But they are looking, which I forgot to mention, they are looking for the Book of Azrael, which is, I mean, I don't think it's a spoiler. It's the Book of Azrael. It's on the back blurb page that this book in Azrael is apparently the key to how the bad guys can kill the main character, who's called Samkul. Can actually the answers in there as to how they can eradicate him.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's the whole point of the book. To be honest, is
that
the
is
Book of Azrael. of how they can unmortal him, if that's the right word.
true.
Unalive him. Try not to get those trigger words in. Unmortal him.
I like that.
Unimmortal him.
What I do like is there are many twists, which I don't know which part you're already at.
Yep.
So even when we say slow burn and enemies to lovers, like what happens a lot is then after they get together, it's a little bit boring. Or what happens as well is like enemies to lovers. Now they're together and they're facing a new challenge together. But then, like, to me, that the tension is missing, or like it's just like not so interesting anymore. Whereas here,
Hmm.
like, so many things still happen that it makes it still interesting, and you didn't expect it, and you hope constantly, well, when is
Yeah.
it going to be the happy ending? You want it, but you also don't want it because it could make it boring. So I like that. And I just started book 3, which I definitely don't want to give any spoilers, especially because it just came out. Um, but I will say, book 2 ended on a really big cliffhanger, basically, and like in a very intense, emotionally intense scene. And then book 3 didn't really pick it up the way I thought it would. Like, I
Hmm.
would have expected it. Like, it's like it stopped here and then it continued here. And it was like,
Yeah.
and it almost like continued in a way as like it didn't pick up all of the stuff that happened in the same emotional way. Or is it me because I haven't is it me because I haven't like read the first two like just recently and had like this big break? I wonder if it's that. But then again, there are other books where I had a big break in between. I just could not wait for the next one to come out. And when it came out, it was like, whew. So these are my thoughts so far, but you are on
Well,
book
I'll let you
two.
know in a few days.
Hmm?
I'll let you know in a few days.
Yeah. So how far are you now?
Just over halfway of the
But like
second
what's
book.
happening?
Mm, she is now back in his realm and they are kind of making friends again.
Mm,
So without giving too much away, this book is like up and down. One minute they hate each other,
mm.
then they like each other and you think they're going to get together, and
Yeah.
then they don't. And then something happens and then it starts building and then it goes back to like ground zero. And then they start building that tension again,
Yeah.
and then it drops again. And so it's not tension building all the way through. It's like tension building drop, which I like. So
Hmm.
at the minute we're tension building again. She's in his realm, um, in the middle of her grief. Don't want to give away because it's a huge part of the first book. In the middle of grief, and she's finally letting him back in again.
Okay.
And where it's going to go after that,
Yeah.
I don't know. But also, a big part of the book we've missed out. She was created, like she was human first, and was created by this guy called
I don't know if this is
Caden.
if this is a
This
plot quiz
guy,
that failed.
this
Yeah,
guy called Caden,
that is so true.
who wasn't very nice to her. She was almost like a pet, almost used her as a weapon. And now it's coming to light that maybe he secretly saw her in a different way. That's where I am. I don't know what happens later, but he's now coming into this a bit more.
Mm,
So there's kind of another twist going on as well, which I like. So he's also a big part of the book. He's kind of the guy who's trying to eradicate Sam Cure, the other main male character. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's a love triangle because,
nah,
but there's
but
kind of, I mean,
there is another person. Yeah, true, 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 true. I mean, yeah, I do like the series. I think it's good. It is though for everyone who is thinking about it. I do think it's quite heavy, as in like, I didn't feel necessarily like happy reading it, like because also there's a lot of grief, and so I do feel like it's quite a dark book. I
yeah,
mean,
it's
the
not
cover kind of
definitely
gives it away.
definitely not sunshines, unicorns, and
No.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's depressing dark, but it's not a happy, positive read. I wouldn't say. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
it's more about her turmoil, her grief, her finding herself, self discovery, finding, getting over that.
yeah,
Yeah. A lot of love lost, a lot of hurt, a lot of abuse, almost. Yeah.
yeah. So now that we know that is your current read, and we already
Yeah.
discussed that you're in a bit of a reading slump, it's just not going well for you. Well,
So I'm really enjoying the book.
yeah,
Just
but
it's
it's
not.
nothing
I'm
to.
not in. I'm not in it.
Yeah, I want you to come on the next episode and like say, oh my God, Nadine, this is it. It's giving me like all the euphoria. So what do you have on your TBR? If you don't know what a TBR is, watch our latest or newest podcast episode where we talk about different book words and like
I
what do
have.
they mean. So I'm determined to get Kim back into that like vibe.
I am on a toss up between Dawn
Yep.
of Onyx
Yep.
and Fall of Wrath and Ruin.
Ooh.
Because
One.
the tropes are doing it for me. We've got enemies to lovers, hidden powers, and betrayal.
Yep.
And isn't she captured by a king to save her brother and
Yep.
type thing?
Yep.
And then we've got like forbidden love, fantasy world building. She's the chosen one, battles, and heart stopping romance. That was the write up on it.
I'm thinking, do you want my question for you? Do you want it to be spicy?
I'm not bothered. At
Okay.
this moment in time, I'm not bothered. I just want to be sucked into. Well, I think I need a male and female character for sure.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be spicy. Um, yeah, but I also don't want something where they're constantly in a battle either. Do you know, like
Hmm.
constantly at war?
Hmm.
Hmm. I don't know what I want. That's
I
my problem.
know.
I don't know
It's
what
such
I
a hard
want.
time.
I want to wipe away my memory and reread Akatar and Shadow and Ember. That's what I want to do.
Oh my God. Can you hold up both books again so the readers can see, or the listeners, or the watchers, whatever? So I am. Which one are you leaning more towards? Because
I think I'm more leaning towards Dawn of Onyx.
really, I was leaning
Yeah,
towards the other one. Fantastic.
yeah.
Just because the author, like, I think you love Jennifer L. Armentor.
I love the author. I love the author, and this is why I'm like, shall I go here? Because my last experience with her was, yeah, was just amazing. But then I'm really feeling the captured by the king,
Yeah.
captured type, enemies to lovers.
But so here's the thing again with the enemies to lovers. It's not, it is enemies to lovers, but if you're expecting it to be like really absolutely hating each other, hmm,
Hmm. We'll put it to a vote
yes,
in the comments.
let us know.
Please tell me which book I should read, and then I'm going to read it after the Book of Azrael.
Yes, because I don't know. I don't know anymore which book you should read. I've read both. I love them both. I'm so paranoid that I'm giving you the wrong advice here. So, so yes, let us know. That is exciting. I want to know which one it's going to be, and then you take it from there. Um, and you know, you have soon. No, it's not even true. But you have soon new books coming out that you might be super excited
Yes.
about. The new Reckless, so the second
Yep.
book from Powerless is going to come out on July 2nd, I think.
Yep.
So
And then we've got the fourth one in the Flesh and Fire series by Jennifer.
yeah.
That's coming out. It should have come out in May, but it's not.
And
But it's not coming out. When is it? October now.
why, yes, but why are they doing this to me? Because there is the series that I mean, I'm obsessed with as well. I told you that many times, Spark of the Everflame. Like so if we talk about different book boyfriends, that would be Reese, Nichols. I mean, they kind of share place number one. Right away after that would come Luther, like for me, from that other series. But, and I have so, I have, that's like, I loved that series. It was a slow burn. It was like, there are four books, I think, or even five. Anyway, they said the newest book is going to come out May. Now it's going to come out in July. Like, why? Why are you doing that to me? Like, I don't know what to do with my time if I don't get these books out. So, isn't that like? Do you think they did that on purpose, or is
I
it
don't
because the
know.
books are not
Maybe.
ready?
Maybe. I mean, the book is ready though, because for Jennifer, she's already shared the front cover. It's already ready. It was due to come out in May. I don't know why it was pushed back, but
Mm.
I was like just finished. I had like a couple of books to read in between, then go straight back in while the other two books were fresh in my mind. Like I can't forget the storyline. And that's the other thing. Like some books I've read since January, I've already forgotten. Like if you asked me to explain what happened,
Me just now.
I'd be like, I can't remember, but I could tell you every detail about those books. But it was fresh in my mind then. I'm still excited now, but I was really excited then. So let's get them out, Jennifer, please.
Yes, let's get them out. Let's get
Let's
all the books.
go. I need some. I'm having withdrawals from
Yeah.
Daddy Nikos.
I'm wondering if I should start reading only finished series. Like I'm
Yeah, but how
having
many of those are there?
all the all these open series that now I'm like waiting. I need to start making a freaking spreadsheet to see like where we're at, because some it's easy because I have them here and I know, okay, there's another book gonna come, but some are on Kindle Unlimited and I have to return constantly books so that I don't actually remember which one are still open to me. So I obviously pre-order them and one day they will just randomly drop in my Kindle Unlimited. But there are some where obviously I'm so excited about it, can't wait. Um,
Yeah,
and I just hope for all of the ones that I'm waiting that it's not too hyped up and then it's not going to deliver. You know what I mean?
yeah, absolutely know what you mean.
We're also still hearing rumors about Akatar new book, but
Mm-hmm.
that's also not been confirmed.
No.
It's just a rumor. Same with the rumor that the Akatar series is going to be a movie or a TV
Well,
series.
that's up and down, isn't it? Because the last I heard, who was it? Hulu have took the rights and are not prepared to share them or whatever that's all about. And then the next thing I hear, somebody else is going to do it. So who knows? Who knows?
I
Who knows? I mean,
thought
what
about
annoys
it.
me is that I go through Netflix and I go through the fantasy section on Netflix and
Mm,
HBO and Hulu and all these things, and it says it was, and I always go to the from books category.
yeah,
And I'm watching all these fantasy series movies that have been made from books that I've never heard of, and that are actually the cinema and the movie of it is actually really good. Like the what was the other one was really good, and I'm just like, well, why couldn't they have done that with the books that are really popular books that are everywhere at the minute, like Akatar and Fourth Wing and all of these different books that people are really loving. Like, why are they creating movies over books nobody's ever heard of? That's what
I
I
don't
don't
know.
understand. But they're really good visuals.
Yeah,
Just the storylines are not great.
I actually think I thought about this. I think I don't want them to do a movie about Akatar because,
Mhm.
in my opinion, can it be as good as the book and can it like
No,
live up to my expectation? And on top of that, I need it to be Henry Cavill in the book. And if he's in the movie, and if he's not,
yeah,
then I'm already disappointed. So I don't
yeah.
know if I want it to be, because also they're
But
all
then
so
again,
young. They're
Harry
all
Potter, Lord of the Rings all came from books.
true.
And everybody says they're not as good as the books.
Yeah.
If you've read the books, Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings, they're not as good as the books.
Hmm.
But the movies are still really good.
True.
So, and I mean,
True.
mm, like the only thing really I can put to again is like 50 Shades of Grey. Like that was a huge hype back way back when,
Yeah.
showing my age now.
Yeah.
Like I read those books, I was engrossed in those books, as was the rest of the world, I think. And then the movies come out, and I mean there was mixed reviews, but I
Mhm.
didn't. There was things in the movies that were missing in the book for sure, but they weren't that bad.
Yeah.
They were okay, and I still watch them till today. They're my type of movies when I'm like in a like, what do I do next?
Yeah.
We just stick on Twilight and 50 Shades of Grey, like polar opposite, but movies. But just I don't know. They could make a good movie. You just kind of can't maybe not compare to the
Yeah, I
book.
mean, but
I would like to see it in motion. That could be, yeah,
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 I mean, let's see what happens. But again, I don't, because currently I feel like um, all those movies that are on Netflix, they're like the cast is so young, like they're
yeah,
so young, and then like it's not in my mind, they're all older. That's why I said
Yeah.
also you need to cast
But
it as
even in
a child.
the book, they're young. Like in my mind, like Feyre is not how
How old
not
is Faye?
Feyre. Who was in
Like
Throne of
early
Glass?
20s.
Um,
Yeah. Well, in my
what's she
mind,
called?
they're
The
just
Throne
all
of
our
Glass.
age. So that's
She
what
was 16. The female male character in Throne of Glass was 16, and my brain can't deal with that. And I'm
yeah.
34 right now, and I'm like, I can't be thinking about a 16-year-old, you know,
Yeah.
assassin doing spicy things. Like it just doesn't sit
Doing
right.
spicy things.
It doesn't sit right. So I automatically, my brain has to make her 20 plus 5 plus already.
Yeah. Mine are even
But I wasn't Feyre 19,
I think
18,
so.
19.
Early 20s, yeah. I mean, I'm 30,
And no offense to
38.
anybody who's 18, 19 watching, but we are 34. And an 18,
38?
19, 20, 20, 21-year-old boy, man, is just not going to do it.
It's not gonna do it. No.
We need
That's why I
a man.
say maybe don't make a movie out of it because it's not gonna live up to my expectation. But obviously, I will still watch it.
Of course.
Well, on that happy note, we will now hear from our listeners and readers, from our listeners and watchers, is that how you say it? Viewers. Um,
Viewers.
which book you should be reading next, and hopefully next time we can have a final review of the Book of Azrael series by you. And I can also give a little input about book 3. I'm only in the first few chapters, so I will see how that goes, and we will see you soon.
Yeah. As we close the page on this episode, thank you for joining us on today's journey and being a part of our little world. If you enjoyed our unfiltered discussions and the enchanting realms we explored, don't forget to subscribe and share your thoughts with us.
Let's keep the conversation alive by joining us over on TikTok. Until then, may your reading be as magical as the worlds we adore.